Hi guys, it's Keith the Market Farmer, and we're getting ready to transplant some lettuce today. We've got a 98 cell flat. We're getting ready to go plug it out in the field. To start, we have our flat of lettuce. We have to go up, use a stick, screw head, whatever you have, and go back through and poke all the cells out at the bottom. That way we loosen them from the plug flat, and when we're ready to go, we can just pick them right up and go with them. I usually do only about 3 at a time, because doing more than that, and they start falling out of the tray on you. After loosening the plugs, we have to dibble a hole for the plugs to go into. The best dibbler you have is right on your body. 100 cell flats, thumb. 200 cell flats, ring finger. From there, I go through, plug the holes with my thumb, and drop the plugs in. Now as I plop the plugs in, I simply grab 2 fingers on top and push them in the hole. 2 fingers on both sides and push them in the hole. The reason I don't use a trowel out here is because the majority of the time it's wet enough that after making a hole with your thumb and pushing them in, they'll sink right down into the topsoil. Now this was a prepped bed. I prepped this bed about a week ago. Yeah, the main secret when you're trying to make holes for your plugs to go into is not to make them too shallow or too deep. If they're too shallow, you're going to crush the root system down on the plant down to nothing. If they're too deep, you're going to leave an air pocket down here that'll dry out more quickly. And you just repeat. Now right now I am jamming them down into landscape fabric. I will not leave that there because this time of year it gets way too hot and it cooks the tender leaves as they come out. And when you cook all the leaves off when they come out, the whole plant can die off on you. So after I'm done, I'll just grab it by the end and roll it as I go and pull it back. And I'll just keep on going until I hit the end of the row. That's about half flat right there. Now you don't have to be gentle with them. Just try not to snap the top off when you're plugging these. And always try to make sure the top of the plug is right below the soil surface. Your ideal plug will have a fully developed root system to where when you push it out, the plug stays intact. But it's not root bound, so there's no balling up at the bottom. But the top, as you can see, is not all that large. The lettuce variety I'm planting has 2 types. We have a purple, and then we have green. Always plant the purples on the north side of it, because when I put the shade cloth across, the sun is going to come down from the south and protect that the most. If they're out on the front edge, they don't get that much protection from the shade cloth and they will burn off and die. Now it's getting dark quick, so we have to pull back the landscape fabric, which I was just using for placement, and then we'll go ahead and apply shade cloth over the rest of the bed. I have roughly 38-inch pieces of shade cloth that are attached to hoops that are 90 inches long and bent into a rectangular form. It always helps out on the end one to put it back at a 45-degree angle, so when it tensions, it'll still be standing. Then I add one strut to the center, which is two pieces hooked together, and I have little nubs on both sides that I can attach a shade cloth to. Now I typically find on a 13-foot piece of shade cloth, all I need is one support in the center. 10-foot, I use one support in the center as well. Longer than that, I have not tried, because right now I'm only planting one flat per week, and that's what supplies the market for me. Alright, now all I gotta do is water it in. I'll set the sprinkler system to give it an extra 5-minute push today. It automatically goes off all day long, so I don't have to worry about watering that much. And on top of that, it went in right before I came out here and planted. Alright guys, if you like what you saw here today and you'd like to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, any donations to help me make this content would be much appreciated. I'm just starting out right now and we're trying to build the farm up, and I'm going to try to also make the videos that I've not been able to find online. There's a lot of information on farming that mainly pertains to the Canadian and upper Northwest region. Down here we have a lot different bugs, a lot different heat, and a lot different problems. So right now I'm just trying to share the knowledge that I've learned over the past couple of years and help out the farm community. Thank y'all.